Hades does early access better than any other game I've tried in early access. In-game, there is a link to their timeline, a countdown to the next major update, and the game is basically finished. When I say that, I mean there is a distinct lack of enemy variety, few weapons, few rooms, few areas. Some characters are just recolors of the same splash arts and models, and not even an ending yet. But it's mostly bug-free, fairly well balanced, and I feel like I'm just playing a much smaller, but finished and even refined or polished game. I have goals, I have things I want to work towards. I'm not stuck wondering, oh, why isn't this here? Or, man, it would be cool if they did this, because it's already in place. Deep Rock Galactic is very different. They've added substantial polish to when I last played it, compared to when I went to record footage. They've added more variety, they've cleaned some things up, made them prettier, but I don't have a goal. Deep Rock has this randomly generated cave thing, and I'm impressed. I have 13 hours, and I've never even once stumbled across anything familiar. There are similar structures that are especially prevalent in specific mission types, but outside of those, they feel like real caves. There are large drops and big rooms with weird platforms, stalactites, mites, whatever. They aren't just various sizes and shapes of tunnels. It's really wonderful. I'm extremely impressed. And to emphasize that best part of the game, Ghost Ship Games has created a mission structure. The downside to this is that it's difficult to play out a compelling narrative if you have to have a hub world and then your randomly generated thing behind a loading screen. The hub world and the caves feel too distinct from one another. Isaac doesn't even have a home world, but neither does Risk of Rain. Wizard of Legend does, but the dungeons feel like a real place in the world. In Deep Rock, it just sort of feels detached. Mission control doesn't really feel like it has a large impact, and okay, let me do my best to explain what's so unsatisfying about Deep Rock. In Risk of Rain, there is an end to your run. There's a boss battle. You can die, which also ends your run. Isaac, Flint Hook, Wizard of Legend all operate on similar systems. You don't have missions from a hub world where it's go collect X amount of things, or save X amount of things, or mine out X amount of things, or protect against these 2 beacons for X amount of times. You have objectives. In Isaac, it's storylines to play out, items to unlock. In Risk of Rain, it's sort of player-driven. It's exploration and getting overpowered. It's about finding out this mystery of what happened to your ship. Wizard of Legend is wicked hard, and you just do runs to experiment with new builds because the core combat is so satisfying and intricate. In Deep Rock, you have sets of missions that unlock certain things for you, sure. Like new weapons for classes that end up being a bit of a grind. I theorize that it's a grind currently to get people to play more before more content is added to the game, so they feel like they got their money's worth. But besides the 10 missions to unlock trading and the 4 crazy hard missions to unlock each new primary weapon, you can get secondary objectives and secondary materials to upgrade your current equipment, but that's it. I have no innate desire to explore these caves further, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly why upgrades to your equipment is less driving than a storyline to play out or items in a more traditional roguelite, but it's the weird mix that messes things up for me. Comparing Deep Rock to roguelites is maybe a bit unfair though. The randomly generated elements in roguelites are a service to crazy synergies between items to discover, and it's not so much the environment. How do you build a game around such an incredible system of randomly generated environments while also being a Left 4 Dead wave-like class shooter and no randomization outside of the cave systems? It feels like Ghost Ship hasn't really. Again, the mission structure complements it well, but each mission feels samey if I don't have a bigger goal to look forward to besides mining more resources, even if each individual cave system doesn't. There's this material, Morkite, that you only use to fill up mission objectives. Can't use it to upgrade or anything. Maybe if they turned that into something you could use to buy upgrades for the hub world, or the more Morkite you collected, the hub world just got more elaborate and your squad was given more resources since you're bringing more profits to the corporation. One idea a brilliant friend of mine came up with was that you do away with gold entirely or only have Morkite or vice versa, and you choose to deposit Morkite, give it to the Federation, corporation, whatever, or you can choose to keep it for yourself. You can be given fewer resources, like your supply drops will have less ammo if you keep more Morkite for yourself, but you can get upgrades for your guns and equipment much faster. Or you could dump it all into the corporation and hope they're generous, give them more of a commanding and threatening presence. Right now, Deep Rock just sort of lacks that, and I think it's partially because of early access. I have no idea what they're planning on adding, because they don't have a public timeline or list of things they want to add, at least not that I can find. Will it keep the mission structure and only focus on adding new weapons and enemy types? More mission types? Because gameplay variety doesn't mean anything if I don't have a big reason or something to look forward to continue playing a game. That might just be me though. Many people will play a game with even without a larger goal. I don't have that though, unless it's small mobile games or flash games or something, but those are designed to be like that, like play a level or two and then go about your day. Deep Rock missions take so long and can be so arduous, difficult, and stressful sometimes that doesn't really work for that, so I think it would work a lot better if any of those solutions are implemented. So does Hades do this better? Firstly, yes, absolutely. The whole story is that you are Hades' son, trying to escape the underworld. Already compelling as an idea, and as you learn more about Zagreus, the player character, the more you empathize with him. The more you talk to people in the underworld, the more you start rooting for Zagreus, especially when you talk to Hades. Even mid-run, the Olympian and even some of the chthonic gods cheer you on. Secondly, Hades doesn't only have a larger goal, but in-game, there's that countdown and a timeline for what they want to get finished by when, as well as a full patch history. Supergiant are doing early access right, when it feels like so many developers aren't. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Now go back to the Hades video. I can promise at least a few seconds of it will be entertaining.